I'm gonna be real with you guys, real quick. Because it's gonna be really obvious the way I talk about this book. I fucking love this book so goddamn much. I fucking, I fuck with this book so goddamn hard. This book goes hard as hell. This book, this book, Robert Jordan saw, oh, people liked my first book. All right, time to fucking cook. Time to cook so fucking hard. Time to Gordon Ramsay in fucking Hell's Kitchen. Fucking go hard as hell. This book is so fucking good. And you know what I really don't get? You know what I don't fucking get? People hate this book. Like, and I know I hate to bring up Reddit again, but if you go into the Wheel of Time Reddit, dude, everyone ranks this book super low. Super, I don't get it. I want to fight these people. I want to get into a fist fight with somebody about this book. I fuck with this book so hard. It goes so insanely hard. So, what is The Great Hunt? Well, let me tell you about The Great Hunt. So, basically, Robert Jordan introduces a couple new plot devices. So, there's this thing called the Horn of Valir. We gotta ban you. Don't worry, I haven't actually touched Reddit in like almost a year now. Age before that. There's heroes. Now, when I say heroes, I mean capital H heroes. Heroes that are reborn again and again and again as the same people. I stopped using Reddit after they killed third-party apps, I don't even know people. Now, they don't remember who they were in their past lives. But when they're reborn, they are immediately just built differently. They're just heroic. We meet a lot of these heroes throughout the book series. And this horn, when it is blown, now they found the horn in the Eye of the World in the first book. When it is blown, all of the heroes, they call them heroes of the horn, the heroes come back to life to fight alongside whoever sounded the horn. So you can imagine why the bad guys want to get their hands on this horn. Obviously. Like that's crazy. Like that's crazy superpower shit. So they basically jacked it. It's now named the Horn Sounder, and the heroes of the ages will come and fight alongside them. And all these heroes are Taviran, and were Taviran back in their day. And they are therefore bound to the horn. So, that's what the horn is. And the entire book is surrounding the hunt for this horn, which we know where it is in the beginning of the book. It is stolen from the main cast, like, I don't know, 2 months. So they've been in Fardara, right? This town up in the Blight for about 2 months now. And it is stolen right out from under them. And remember, if the bad guys blow this horn, they now have access to all the heroes of the ages to come help them fight. That's bad. That's real bad. So, basically, okay, I'm back. We're on book 3. Yeah, I think the first 2 took about 30 minutes each. So this is gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one, folks. Buckle up. So, basically, we can't let the bad guys have this horn, but they just fucking stole it and ran off. So, this book is very Lord of the Rings, Two Towers coded, where it's just a lot of trekking across the world. And we get a lot of we get a lot of learning. We learn about a lot of new lands, new people, a lot of new concepts as our cast is split apart for the first time. And what's crazy and tragic about this book is some of these characters will not see each other again until literally the last book. So this is them leaving Rivendell. This is their split in Moria. This is Parth Galen crossing the river. We these characters will never be the same, and when they interact with each other again, they will be so different. It's the crossroads, right? So it's the divergence. So basically, Horn is stolen. We got to go find it. And Rand, who at this point does not really believe he's the Dragon Reborn, right? He's like, yeah, well, I killed Balsamon, right? That guy who was fucking with me the whole first book. Yeah, I killed him, so like, I don't know. I guess it's chill. I guess there's really no problem here. So because he does feel some sort of responsibility, he decides to go along with the hunters trying to find this horn. Now, the girls go to Tar Valon to try to become Aes Sedai, and Moraine does not go with them. So we get the girls on this adventure to, and we learn a shit ton about the Aes Sedai in this book, about how the world of magic works, how basically the Catholic Church of this world works. So it's very fun, right? We get a lot of learning through that, but it's through the eyes of these blind initiates. But at the same time, we also get the perspective of the Amerlin Seat, right? So Siuan Sanche is a great character, another fantastic, strong female character that, again, Robert Jordan fucking hit out of the park. Very crazy, very good character who's a legacy character. She's in this book all the way to the end. Her and Moraine are best friends from the prequel book, so it's really good to see her again in a new light. So we get all these characters splitting up. So the girls go to Tar Valon to become Aes Sedai, and the boys all kind of go south after the horn. Well, things get a little fucky along the path, and we end up down south, and this book introduces kind of a secondary big bad. So obviously the first big bad is literally the Dark One, literally fucking evil incarnate, Satan, whatever you want. The second big bad is this threat called the Seanchan, and I know Suave hates them a lot, but they are basically conquerors from the other side of the world, from the other side of the ocean. Now, small exposition, because I have to. 1,000 years ago, there was a man named Arthur Hawkwing, who is one of the heroes of the Horn. He conquered most of this continent that we are on, and then, towards the end of his reign, his brother got on a ship and crossed the ocean. And the empire that he founded on the other side of the ocean became the Seanchan. That's it. That's the very short, concise version of it. Now, over the last 1,000 years, they have undergone radical changes, and it's a very strange place. But the big thing that you need to know, what makes them different from everyone else, there's a couple things, but the first thing, they are a very diverse culture. Now, everyone on, quote, this side of the ocean, right? Like I said earlier, it's kind of like little ethno-states, right? They're all unique in their own countries, but they kind of mingle here and there. The Seanchan are all diverse. There's literally Tuon, who I showed you earlier. She's their fucking princess. But then her handmaiden's like white as snow blonde lady. They're like an actual mixed culture. So very interesting that he has both a mixed culture and a non-mixed culture kind of thing. Really interesting. I like it a lot. Second, the Aes Sedai, they take this oath. Well, they take 3 oaths, but one of their oaths is that they can never use the power to kill anyone, unless it is to defend themselves, their warder, or the innocent, or it is to kill Shadowspawn, so Trollocs. So, the Seanchan believe in no such foolishness. So they're what the show was trying to do in the show, but yeah, basically. Sadly, I must head out. My lunch break just ended. Take care, y'all. Bye, Iron. Have power for violence, unless their life is literally threatened. Well, the Shan-Chan don't believe in that. The Shan-Chan, if you are a woman who shows the potential for channeling the one power, they use this thing called an idom, which is basically a collar that they put on you. And that collar goes to it's connected by a leash to a bracelet that something called a suldom will wear. The short version of this is they have magical slave girl weapons. And it's tragic. It's very sad and very disturbing. It's supposed to be. Because everyone on this side of the ocean, right, whether or not you like Aes Sedai, you have to acknowledge that, well, they're free women, they can be good, they can be bad, and whatever. The Shan-Chan do not believe in that at all. Oh, you can channel? Cool. You're a weapon now. You're literally a slave. And it's scary. That'll be important later. We'll get back to that. Basically, they're on this place called Tomon Head, which is like a little peninsula on the west coast. And that's where they kind of make landfall. The cast kind of reunites down there very temporarily. Well, some of them, not all of them. So the cast kind of reunites in a crazy way. So the girls in Tarvalin, they are now what's called accepted. Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. And they get word, right, in a roundabout way, that they have to go there to do something. They're not really sure, but they basically they are tricked by something called the Black Aja. Now, this is really the first time we get to see them. The Black Aja is a secret Aja. So remember, Ajas are the different colored factions within the White Tower. The Black Aja, take a wild guess what their thing is. They serve the fucking Dark One. Yeah, secretly. So basically, a sister from the Black Aja says, "Hey, you should come with me. I need you to come do this thing." Now, she is secretly from the Black. She outwardly is from the Red. The Red is like the man hater club, right? They fucking hate men. They never take orders. A lot of them just believe men who can channel should just be put down like dogs. That's basically the Red Aja in a nutshell. So she takes them through a waygate. There's the waygates again. She takes them through the waygate, and they go to this place where the Shan-Chan are. She basically sells them off into slavery. Later in the book, they get rescued by the boys, and it's this crazy, chaotic melee based red. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Says the married woman. Shut up. So they meet up again, and they get saved in like this crazy fucking free-for-all in this place. Back to the boys. On this chase across the land, they come within a hair's breadth of retrieving the horn, and it's this really tumultuous travel. Rand, who we obviously, like I said, the book has not explicitly said, hey, Rand is the Dragon Reborn, confirmed. But if you have half a fucking brain cell, you can already tell that he is. Like, it's really fucking obvious. Really obvious. So, basically, spoiler alert, Rand can channel the One Power. And the One Power is destined to make men go crazy. Now, it's not really destined. It's more of, they call it the Taint. Basically, the Dark One, back in the day, during the war, basically put his essence into the male half of the One Power. So any man who dips into that well is also tainted by the Dark One, and it slowly drives them fucking insane. So Rand is obviously scared of that, so he tries not to channel, and doesn't really tell anyone that he can channel. Moraine obviously knows, but she's keeping it real low key. She's cool like that. Moraine can tell that you're high at work, but she's chill. She just thinks you should know. So they're trying to get down there. It's really crazy. We get quite possibly the fucking coolest, the coolest scene I've ever fucking read in a book or even seen in a movie. So now, basically, there are these things called portal stones. Now, portal stones are similar to waygates, but not entirely. Let me explain. Waygates just travel to different points on this world, in this timeline, in this universe. Portal stones can take you to different universes, different worlds, different timelines, and you have to know how to read them in order to use them effectively. And nobody does. Fucking nobody knows how to use these fucking things. Because nobody's used them in like 3,000 fucking years. So it's kind of tricky. Well, they find one. And they kind of have no choice because they've been told now that the Horn of Valir that was stolen has been now taken to Talmon Head, right? So you can already see where things are starting to converge. They have to go, excuse my dork brain, but like Stargates. Yes, like Stargates. Now, he never plays with like different literal worlds. He always kind of keeps it contained, but he does kind of play with alternate realities. So, basically, Rand has no choice but to channel the One Power. Now, this kind of also confirms that he's the Dragon Reborn again, but we'll get to that. So, they get to this portal stone, and this scene, I'm telling you guys right now, is so fucking good. Basically, he touches the stone, and he's, the enemies are closing in. They've got no time to lose. He channels the One Power, and instead of just blink, flash white, shit, now we're 400 miles south. Shit, oh, hell yeah, dude. Well, they are torn out of their world, and they are thrown and shown to alternate universes where they see thousands of their own lifetimes. I'm talking, we only get a couple, like explicitly, where he goes in for like a couple pages of like this new world where Rand never left the Two Rivers, or where Rand, tried to become a king, where this happened, where this happened, where that happened, where he stayed in the Two Rivers and he married Egwene just like he always wanted to do. And it is mind-boggling because I never would have expected this from this book. Like it came kind of out of nowhere, and it blew me the fuck away. It was so cool. So we get shown all these universes, and they get shown, like I said, thousands of their lifetimes in the blink of an eye, and all these alternate realities. And in every single one of them, Rand loses. He's reminded that he is doomed to die. He is doomed to die a horrible, horrible death. And the power is going to kill him, and that he is going to lose the war against the Dark One. So, when they pop out back into their world, they are where they intended to go, but it's been like 4 months. So, we also get fucking time travel in this book, which is fucking insane, which is so crazy. I never expected, for one, them to do that, but then two, for it to be executed so well and cleanly. So they fast travel, and they are now in where, the place where they need to be. So they meet back up with the girls. Oh, sorry, backtrack. They don't meet up with the girls yet. they, with their cohort of Shinaran soldiers, they get to this town that has been overtaken by the Shanchan, and they do not know that the girls are all there. They have no idea. Why would they? Last thing they heard, they were all in Tarvalin. And then we get the next craziest shit, right? So they sneak into this town. They manage to snag the horn back because the guy who stole the horn, a guy named Padon Thane, who we'll talk about him a little later, but he's a little creep. He's the Gollum of this fucking story. Just a horrible, twisted, creepy little man who is just twisted by the Dark One and is basically unrepentantly evil. So he gives this horn as a gift to the Shanchan commander, who is, leading this assault force on this continent. And he says, yeah, thanks, dude. I like this shit. So I'm keeping it. And they sneak into the town and they manage to snag the Horn of Valir. During this encounter, they are confronted by this commander and they are forced to fight. And this is the first time Rand has to kill somebody. Not a Trolloc, not a Shadow Spawn, not a Forsaken, but like a regular fucking flesh and blood dude. And it is like this profound experience for him. It is really cool, but it also kind of confirms that he's a bad motherfucker. Like, all these months of training the sword with Lan, totally worth it. Totally worth it. Really cool. So, they run out of town, but there's crazy shit happening. There's magic being thrown around everywhere. On the other side of town, the girls are making a jailbreak attempt. Really cool shit. They don't know what the fuck's going on, but Rand thinks he saw Egwene, maybe. Really, really complicated. He doesn't really know what's going on. It's chaos. Total fucking chaos. So they run out of town, and I am going to give another big fucking spoiler alert. Just in case you were going to read this book, I'm going to give you another 10 seconds to mute this if you do not want the spoiler while I glug. Oh, that's good. Maybe I should get some water too. So, everyone that wants the spoilers. So, as they get out of town, they realize they are hot on their heels. And there is basically no way to get away safely. To their back is all these fucking guys. And for the life of me, I cannot remember his name. Let me really quick do a little fucking Google. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. God damn it. I'm trying not to use like traditional Google. Can't remember his fucking name. Doesn't matter what his fucking name is. There's like 2,600 characters, so I can't remember all the names. Wow, panelists can't even prepare for a seminar. How unprofessional. So, there's this guy. He's been with us the whole time, right? I didn't really mention him because he wasn't super important until now. But he's been with us the whole time. And he, surprise, is responsible for the horn being stolen in the first place. He was secretly a dark friend. Now, Clang is the Curtain Rod family. I'm super prepared here, guys. Super prepared. So basically, he... I think it was just because he was only in like one book, so it's really hard to fucking remember his name. But he reveals to Rand that he's the reason that the horn got stolen in the first place. Now, what I love about this twist, because Robert Jordan doesn't do a lot of like really big twists like this, we really wouldn't have seen it coming. We really wouldn't have. Like, literally, we wouldn't have seen it coming. But not only that, I'm assuming captions are supposed to be up for... Oh, shit. You know? I didn't think about that. If somebody didn't want spoilers, then they wouldn't be able... They shouldn't... Muted in all? Oh. Maybe we ought to figure out what to do about the cat. How do I turn those off? Do I just click the little eyeball on the captions, Suave? I don't know. They were off for a bit. Just click the eyeball on the captions. Oh, I still see them. Do you guys see them? Very strange. I appreciate you, Ori. I didn't even think about that. I just assumed people were always watching. I assumed people were going to watch this in another tab anyways, but I didn't think about that. Hello. Yeah, I hit the... Yeah,
I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to call my tech support.
Hi, everybody. Oh, it's because they're not there.
Oh.
They're here.
Okay.
I can fix that.
And now Suave coming to save the day.
Okay, they're up here now. So
Okay.
if you start talking,
Okay.
they should hide themselves.
Okay.
And then when you turn it back on,
Right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on. Oh, they're right there.
That's weird.
Hold on. Oh. Okay. Fixed it?
Maybe.
Yep. There they are. They're over here now.
Okay.
I just gotta scoot them back over. They were over here, right?
Yep.
Okay, so they're here now, and
Okay.
then you can just turn those off and then turn them back on.
Okay.
Like
Thank
that.
you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody, we're back. No captions for spoiler time.
Here, hold on. Might as well put these like right next to each other. Yeah. Up here. So
Okay.
these are up here now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. Thank you, Suave. So, basically, this guy basically does the hey man, so I fucked up. I let them grab the horn because I just wanted to save my country. So he does the bad thing for good reason, which I really love. I think it was a really good I think it was a really good way to do it. Because it would have been so stupid if it was like I just betrayed them because I'm evil. He never really sided with the Dark One. It was more of a, out of desperation, he reached for anything. I think it's fine if you want to keep them on. I believe there's no. Well, it made me. I just realized that sounds kind of silly to have the captions on. But if there's a spoiler alert, so that way, people aren't getting the spoiler anyways, just by accidentally looking at the screen. I don't want to reveal anything wild. But basically, he does the. I just mute while I'm doing other stuff. They had turned off their own, I think. Oh, that doesn't surprise me, honestly. So he basically does the, hey man, I'm sorry I fucked you guys over. And I know this is all my fault. So I'm just gonna one-man army stand here, and I need you guys to run. You guys can go. You guys can get away. I'm fucking sorry, bro. And honestly, if you are the Dragon Reborn, it's a fucking honor, bro. Like, honestly, it's a fucking honor. Because it's revealed in his last moments. When they went through the portal stone and he saw all of his futures, right? All of these other lifetimes where he betrayed the trust of his nation and his friends to help, quote, save his country. he failed every single time, no matter what. He failed thousands of times in every reality, and he realized it wasn't worth it. So he redeems himself in this one future, in this one present day. And I just thought it was so fucking cool, and it was like the beginning of the roller coaster of the final act of this book, because then they continue to go, and I have to turn off the spoiler for this next part because it's actually important. But basically, what you need to know is in front of them as they're making their way, there is an army coming, and they are from the White Cloaks. Hey everybody. Okay, so we're talking about the White Cloaks now. The White Cloaks are complicated. So the White Cloaks are a independent kind of, I guess they're just like an independent army, an independent group, who are very anti anything the One Power. So if they manage to catch an Aes Sedai lacking, they'll fucking kill her straight up. They'll fucking lynch her on a tree or something. Like they hate the power, and they basically believe anything that isn't. Just think like religious fundamentalist. Like when you think of like a fundamentalist, unbudging convictions. Like literally like crusaders type shit. So in front of them is this army, and I'm so sorry, but I have to put on the spoiler warning again. But for everyone who doesn't want to hear the spoiler, the good guys win, but I have to put on the spoiler because this scene is so fucking good that I have to spoil it. So here we are. They're sandwiched between these two armies. You've got the Shan-Chan following them after they were slowed down a bit by, I want to say Huron, but that's not his name. That's a different guy. I can't remember his fucking name for the life of me. But they blow through him. They're catching up to them, and on the other side is this White Cloak army. They've got nowhere to run. So Matrim Coffin, our friend, where's the wiki? Hasn't really done too much. He's kind of mischievous. He's the prankster of the group. He likes to gamble and carouse and all that kind of thing. This dude says fuck it, and he just blows the horn right there. He says, well, if we're gonna die, I'm going out like a fucking gangster. And he blows the horn of Valir right there. And sure enough, all the heroes from legend rise from the dead. Well, I say rise from the dead, but they actually ride on horses down from the clouds, from the heavens. Crazy shit. Actually fucking crazy. And leading this insane charge, they basically ride back into the town and banish the Shan-Chan out. They just fucking blow them out. Just absolutely ravage them. Put them back on their ships and sent their asses packing back across the ocean. Fucking dude, I'm telling you right now, when I was driving my work truck when I was listening to this, and I had to pull my fucking truck over, and like on the fucking side of the road. I had to pull my truck over and be like, what? Holy shit. Yo, this is fucking insane. This is fucking crazy. Oh my god. And I was literally like I was shaken listening to this fucking last chapter. I was blown the fuck away. There's no other way to describe it. I literally had to, like I said, I had to stop my fucking vehicle and just listen to this shit in fucking awe. This fucking book ended on such a high. It was so fucking crazy. But that's what happened. I'm gonna turn off the spoiler now so the others can join us. Hey everybody, we're back. Okay, so yeah, the last act of this is really good. The good guys win. Okay, so when this happens, basically it is all but confirmed. Rand is probably the Dragon Reborn. Let's be real here. Probably. But, he hasn't really fulfilled any parts of the prophecy yet. He's just kind of done a lot of cool stuff. So, let me turn off the fandom wiki. So, what this book does well. Honestly, everything. I know that sounds like a dumb, gimmicky answer, but, like, it does everything really well. There's no part of this book I don't fucking like. Literally, the way he continues the pacing of building out the world and exploring concepts. And in this book, he does a ton of seed planting, right? Where it's like, oh, there's this thing here. Don't worry about it. And then like 6 books later, it's like super critical. Like he just does a lot of that type of shit here. But then also he finally like kicks up the action a notch, and just the climax of this book. Because the climax of the last book was really like incoherent, like I was saying earlier. But this one is like really obvious what the fuck is happening. Like really obvious. It's really crystal clear, and fuck, it is so good. It is so fucking cool. So yeah, that's what happened. That's how that one went. I love this fucking book. This for me is the easiest perfect. The fucking, can we get a Perrin check-in? We will talk about Perrin in the next book because he's a lot bigger in the next book. Easiest perfect. Like, honestly, I think if you pitted this book against, I don't know, any other book in any other fantasy franchise, like it would be, you'd be hard pressed to find one that like blows this one out, because even and I'm gonna talk about this a little later too, but the first couple of books are actually pretty self-contained, right? The first couple of books are their own independent like arcs where you have problem in beginning, things happen, problem kind of solved, and then like kind of like seasons of a TV show. Yeah, crazy how they didn't actually listen to that. But it's kind of like seasons of a TV show, right? Like very traditional daytime TV shit, right? Where, things start off kind of calm, and then they escalate, and then they have a natural conclusion, but still have enough seeds to be harvested next time on the next season in the next book. So that's kind of, these books are so strong. Specifically that one. That one's just, it's so good. So fucking good. So yeah, that's The Great Hunt. I don't know if there's anything that tops it. Maybe one of these other books that I'm looking at does get close, but we'll see. Low points. There is a small bottleneck in the book, but I think it's good. Now, I didn't really bring up some of the characters that he met because I'm going to bring them up later. But he met some new characters. We met some more of the Forsaken. Like I said, I'm trying not to spoil things that I don't have to. But it's really good. It's really good. But there is a bottleneck about halfway through the book. But it really doesn't, last that fucking long, because literally Rand is just chilling there in this city waiting for the rest of the Shinnarans to show up because he has the horn. But like before we're starting to get bored, he switches perspectives to the girls. So like we still get plenty of content, even if there's, quote, a bottleneck. It's not a big deal. So and then how this book fits into the rest of the story. I mean, it's very good. The first couple of books are really just setting the foundation for who these characters are, and this book is like the first step, right? If in the last book, if in Eye of the World, it's like, hey, yeah, there's these dumb kids that are being taken from their homes and they're learning about the world. This is okay, these kids have to grow the fuck up. These kids have to grow the fuck up. They got to do man shit now, right? They gotta find their place in the world. This is them starting to do that, and it's great. It is fantastic. Forever goated, in my opinion. Okay, next.